Hello everyone, this is Eric, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Tetsuo the Bullet Man, a Japanese cyberpunk horror action movie from 2009 that was directed by Shinya Tsukamoto. Now, I've always considered Bullet Man to be one of Tsukamoto's weakest movies, and I think a lot of fans would probably agree with me on this one. However, does that mean that it's not a watchable film? Well, let's find out. Anthony, played by American actor Eric Bossick, is a man with an American father and a deceased Japanese mother. He lives and works in Tokyo. One day, his son is killed in a car crash that is a deliberate act of murder, and shortly afterward, Anthony begins to transform into metal. He's shot dead by a hitman accompanied by a mysterious individual played by Shinya Tsukamoto, who taunts Anthony's dead body. The mysterious man named Yatsu is then confronted by a revived and enraged Anthony. Now, for some reason, Tsukamoto had always wanted to make a Tetsuo film with a Caucasian lead. And I think I read in the Tom Mess book, Iron Man, the Cinema of Shinya Tsukamoto, that a Quentin Tarantino-produced Tetsuo film, taking place in the United States, with Tsukamoto as director and Tim Roth as the lead actor, was a possibility during the 1990s, but financing for that project fell through for various reasons. In any case, the idea of a Caucasian lead was kept and eventually used in Tetsuo the Bullet Man. I'm not sure, however, if that was such a good thing for the movie itself. I mean, it forces the Japanese actors to speak English, which is a language that they are not used to speaking very much. So consequently, the line deliveries are stilted in this, and that takes away from the performances of the supporting actors. Now, the female lead, I think, suffers the most from this. I'm wondering if she spoke phonetically, And we saw the same problem in the Mamoru Oshii film Assault Girls and the Takashi Miike film Sukiyaki Western Django. So, guys, just film your movies in Japanese, please. Just please. And since I'm identifying negatives up front, another thing that I disliked about Tetsuo the Bullet Man was the shaky camera. Now, Tsukamoto has a talent for shaking the camera just enough, but in this movie, there are moments where he shakes it too much. And this distracted me and made it difficult to tell what was happening sometimes. But with that said, this movie does have some entertainment value, in my opinion. The main reason for this is that it's still very different from a lot of other contemporary horror films, even on an international level. And if you've seen the other two Tetsuo films, you'll know why. It's an insane form of artsy, nightmarish violence that could only be greenlit by either a lower budget production company or a higher budget production company that's not afraid to lose all of its money when the box office bombs, Might be the reason why that Quentin Tarantino produced project never took off. They were afraid it wouldn't make money. That's my assumption. Now, there are some very unique and creative moments here. Every little moment has an oddness to it, like the scene where the grandfather runs over to check out a cut. Somebody cuts their finger. Just the way it's shot is interesting. Or like how the blood in this movie is portrayed as being like hot acid. You don't see that very often in movies, right? One of my favorite scenes is the SWAT team infiltration sequence, which is pretty neat. So visually, there are enough doses of bizarreness, violence, and cyberpunk visuals to make it watchable. Now, story-wise, this does have multiple similarities to Tetsuo 2 Body Hammer. It's definitely more similar to that than it is to the Iron Man, due to its use of traditional storytelling, and the fact that the salaryman is haunted and motivated by something that happens to his son. It mirrors the second film, I should say, quite a bit. Now, the backstory of the lead actor and the reasoning behind the body horror imagery is based more on corporate technology here than, over like a supernatural nightmarish source. And, that lends it to be more of like a horror action hybrid. You know what I mean? Because our protagonist is fighting against special forces and corporate interests, as well as Tsukamoto's villain character. Runtime is only 71 minutes long, I think. It does have a few minor slow patches, but it moves at a good clip. So I think, at the end of the day, I can only cautiously recommend Tetsuo the Bullet Man. You know, if you've disliked Tetsuo 2, don't even bother with this, because it's a step down from Tetsuo 2 for sure. But if you enjoyed the first 2 films in this franchise, you may as well give this one a shot. I do know some people who do enjoy it. So, it's currently available streaming on YouTube. And as always, folks, I'll see you next time.